Okay, we're live. Hey everyone, I'm Jen O'Hanlon with Wallace and Company, Sotheby's International Realty, and I am here with Anne-Marie Eddy of ReFabulous Decor. You may know her from there, and Kate Salop of Tisbury Toy Box. So they have started a new venture called Coastal Kits, and they're going to tell everybody about that. But first, if you each could tell everyone about your current business and a little bit about yourselves and how you started those businesses.
Okay, this is Anne-Marie. I guess I'll go first. But I've owned ReFabulous Decor here on the Vineyard for about 7 years. My husband and I moved to the island like 24 years ago, and we left corporate jobs and decided to start a tent and party rental business. So after working with him for a few years, I realized I wanted to start my own thing. So I found this wonderful paint called Annie Sloan Chalk Paint. I found a tiny little studio down by the harbor, and I opened the sweetest little shop, and I was painting furniture for people. And then I started to sell a few more items and candles and lotions. And from there, it just kind of grew. I went to another location in Vineyard Haven. And a couple 3 years ago, I moved to my current location, and it's pretty big. It's on the corner of Union and Main Street. And it's been a blast here. It's been great. I'm right near the ferry, so a lot of people are just getting off the ferry, wandering into the store. But I also have a lot of local people coming in. We have some great sales. And I do sell a lot of nautical items, you know, it's like when in Rome. So I have like mermaids and anchors and, you know, coastal paintings. And I have a lot of local artists that I support as well. So it's been great. So Kate?
Yeah. So relative to Anne-Marie, I'm a real newcomer to the island. My family moved here about 5 years ago. And I'm not really sure how I ended up with a toy store. So I worked in higher ed. And when we first moved here, I was commuting off island 5 days a week, actually off island Monday through Friday. While my family got sort of set up here. And it was not really a great setup. We wanted to establish roots on the island, really wanted to get to know members of the, you know, people in the community. And when the toy store, the toy box became up for sale, my husband and I said, oh, what a great store. You know, our kids love it, and they always got presents from their grandfather with the iconic red Christmas, you know, wrapping paper. And so it was near and dear to our hearts, as it is to many, many islanders and summer visitors. And so it seemed like a little bit of a whim. And then as these things happened, the stars sort of aligned, and we sort of took the plunge. And so I transitioned to living full time on the island, which has been just a real joy. And it took over this store, which, unlike Anne-Marie, who has really sort of grown and established, I took on an established business, which for me, without a background in retail, was really important because it had a long history and sort of a real loyal following of people who were really concerned about whether the toy box would continue or whether it would go away. And so it's been just such a pleasure to sort of take over the store and all that came with it. I got so much more than just a physical space. And I'm not on Main Street, which has its advantages and disadvantages. I'm over in Tisbury Marketplace, but right next to the net result. So people love to come in and browse, and we see a lot of traffic from, as Anne-Marie said, really we support the island community all year round. Birthday parties on Saturdays always keep us busy. And then of course the summer traffic is fantastic.
Great. Yeah, I remember a little bit of a panic setting in when the rumors were flying. The toy box is closing, the toy box is closing. So that is really great that you have kept it alive, and I'm sure having new ideas too and ways to continue on improvements. So great. So for both of you, another question. Just if you could tell everybody when you were mandated to close your stores, how that impacted your business, and you know, kind of your emotional thoughts, and then how you proceeded to come up with ways to provide your products, if you could at all.
Yeah, I can start with that. Honestly, initially I thought it would only be mandated and closed for a few weeks. I'm a year-round business, so I have a fully stocked store, and I knew this wouldn't be good for me financially. I think that we were all in kind of fear and shock, and you know, everybody pretty much listened to the mandate, shut down. We were shut down for, a good, 2.5 months. And I think for that first month, I was just in like disbelief and, doing everything everybody said, just staying home, taking care of ourselves. I honestly thought about closing my business for good because I heard of other people doing that. And I said, we don't know how long is the coronavirus going to last. What should I be doing financially? Then I started thinking about how I could sell my products online. And the online environment is very competitive. But like a lot of other people, I just started hammering away at my website. Kate did a great job of that too. And well, by the way, we've been friends for a couple of years now, and we just automatically kind of click. So as I was taking pictures of all of my items and uploading them to the website, I said, there's got to be a better way that we can get these out to people and they can send it to people who they're thinking about, who they're worried about. And that's where the coastal kit idea came up from.
Yes.
So we started making these baskets and these boxes and trying to put in a lot of, nautical ideas. And, I was doing some research on it, and I found that Etsy was probably the best platform to sell it on. And now I've added it to my website, and it's been great. I'm not sure if you want me to show a couple more, but something like this is, just I'm thinking about you kit. It has a candle. It has a little plant. Just things that are nice that you can send to someone and let them know you're thinking about them, no matter where they are. They could be in a nursing home. They could be in an apartment stuck. And Kate, do you want to talk about how we joined together on this?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we really were all devastated in those first days. And as Anne-Marie said, struggling to figure out what to do with our businesses. And, I knew, because I was getting all kinds of inquiries, that people wanted the stuff in the store. They were frustrated that they couldn't access it. It was almost Easter. And so we were all trying so hard to think about how can we make our inventory available to people in new ways. And so, and when Anne-Marie and I were speaking, and, one of the silver linings of all of this has been really the degree to which as shop owners, we've been supporting one another, just, Anne-Marie and I, of course, but like a number of us. And so it's really brought us close together as we've tried to navigate this. And we all wanted to find different ways to work together because we are invested in this island and the island economy. And we wanted to make sure that we were able to continue supporting it in all sorts of ways. And so when Anne-Marie, we were on a morning walk and she was telling me about the coastal kits, it just felt like such a great opportunity. My product is not always as unique as Anne-Marie's, but it's fun and it's things that, especially now when kids were so cooped up and everything about their lives has changed, it was nice to think of a way that treats could reach them and things that would be fun for them. And we knew that the best present for parents is something that would keep kids happy and entertained when so much around them was so hard. So we looked for fun activities. We looked for things that are evocative of the vineyard, like the merry-go-round, the ocean themed ideas, lots of DIY arts and crafts. Those are really, really popular. So those are sort of the ideas that we had for filling the boxes and baskets.
Well, it's great. And
I'm showing them as we're talking. How we added a little bit of some of the ideas that I've had, and then Kate's toys as well. Like this one is kind of for a tween, and it's got the little a bracelet. It's got a little pouch. It's got a soap, and then some of Kate's things that are the DIY, making the bracelets. We've done some of the kits are like a mom-daughter theme that they can do things together, and with a father-son theme as well. So that's been really fun.
And, of course, when Anne-Marie, you and I were talking and you were telling me about this, of course, I all of a sudden thought, oh, a real estate closing gift.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have so many people who buy property here and don't even come for the closing. So you end up having to mail something to their home off island. And I was thinking this would be a really great thing for that.
Yeah, we have some really nice ones. Like this is just an example of one with, this is for a graduation, but you can see the coastal like pottery coasters. Mm-hmm. Really nice. And so what we're doing is offering free shipping if it's over $35, and most of them are.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So they're really finely curated kits. We have different price levels, but I have had a couple realtors asking me, for some of the kits. We have some that have artwork in it. You know, this one is for a Father's Day, best dad ever. And what we're doing is we're taking a theme basically and packing and curating the kit around that. Like this is for Father's Day. The top of the box has our logo, and they've been really fun. I had a woman yesterday, just the kits are in my front window right now. They're labeled with how much they are, what's in it. And again, a woman yesterday just stopped and came inside and said, I need that one. And are you sure you can send it for me? I said, absolutely. She gave me the address. And she was someone that didn't have a high comfort level with shopping right now, which is totally okay. And she said, I don't want to touch anything. I just want you to send it to that. I wrote down the address. She put her credit card in the machine where I don't have to touch it. And she was so relieved that she could do this and send a little kit to someone without going on Amazon. And she was supporting us, the local vendor. So it was just great. It was a win-win for both of us. So, yeah.
Great. And yeah, speaking of that, where, if people don't want to go into the shop, where should they go to find them?
So, yeah, as I said, Kate and I were both working on our websites pretty religiously. I did set up an Etsy page because I found that it's super easy to add products from that. You're reaching a wider audience. So I started doing an email blast to customers, social media. We were listing it on with a link to Etsy. And then I actually was able to upload the Etsy to my website as well. So there's various ways. I've gotten phone calls. I've gotten emails from people. I have done probably a third of them have been custom, where people say, you know, I want a little bit of the vineyard, but I want this and I want that. So we're really flexible, and it's interesting how everybody really wants to reach out and touch someone and let them know they're thinking about them. But they have, you know, everybody's different, what they think that person would like. So it's really interesting.
I want to just reiterate the shipping thing, because one of my thoughts too was like, oh, gee, you know, this is kind of a luxury to sometimes be able to send something like this. And then you're talking about shipping on top of it. You know, when you order flowers for somebody, there's always that delivery fee.
Yeah, like right now next to me, I have the whole list of the post office flat rate options, you know, so we have a scale. It's pretty easy if you're using, and we've had to adjust the boxes, definitely. If you're getting a larger box, it does take, you know, it's more money because the post office doesn't have one this big. But the smaller ones are fitting in fine to the medium flat rate, which is about, you know, the small ones are $7.65 to send. The larger ones are $13.20 to send. And we're absorbing that, which I think is well worth it.
I think that's really great.
You know, we're, you know, some off, but really right now, and especially a month ago, it was like, we need to generate cash to keep the business around. So
plus, we know customers don't want to go to the post office either. So that's another of contact that we're allowing them to avoid doing.
It's really, really great.
Calls. Yeah, from grandparents who wanted to send something but didn't want to be out in the public. So that we were really happy to accommodate that.
And I think with a lot of us retailers, like Kate, you too, we've been doing video calls with people, putting them on FaceTime, walking around the store. Will this work? Will this work? I had one customer, and she was so grateful to a uncle of hers who was letting her and her family from New York stay in their place in Menemsha. So she's sending a kit to them in California. So we walked around the store, and there were some chill mark signs. There was a Scrabble piece that said Menemsha. There were some nautical things. So we really put it together, the both of us, and then we sent it out. And it's great because at the post office, I can label it all, and I just drop it on the counter and it goes. So
great.
Yeah.
And now, as far as if people are feeling comfortable about getting out and getting into the stores, what is the protocol now?
Kate, go ahead.
Yeah. So, you know, we're allowed to have customers in the store with masks, of course. We're all really used to that right now. There are some limited capacity issues that we're all managing as stores, and some of it is mandated. And of course, every store owner is doing what he or she is most comfortable with. But we're open. We're open for business. We're excited to see people. And we are really working hard. And I know this is true of all shop owners, Anne Marie, myself, everyone up and down Main Street. we want to work with customers to make sure that they're comfortable. And so whether it's coming into the store or I've done a lot of sales from the door, kind of yelling and taking credit card numbers, or doing curbside pickup. So we're really, we know that this is a slow journey and it's going to be a while before anybody feels 100% comfortable. And so we are being flexible and always looking for new ways to meet people's need and comfort level.
Well, I have to say, though, that Kate's being humble. Kate has been delivering like crazy.
But I'm not anymore.
Right.
I've gotten to know the island in oh my God, a whole new way. And it's been a lot of fun.
And, the great thing is, if even not delivering, but just the curbside pickup, I mean, sometimes that's more convenient for people anyway, if they're busy. And so I think some of these things that we've been doing, that people have been having to do, are going to end up often being a preference in the future. So
we're creating new habits. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that, that's what the joy is of working with local businesses, because we are committed to making it work for everyone. And that's why we really, we're better than Amazon.
Yeah. And I think people are ready to spend, the ones that are, able to get out there. I've seen we just opened Monday. And so the last 3 days have been pretty busy in my shop. We can have a max of 8 people in the shop. But I've had probably only like 3 or 4 maybe in the shop. But they're looking to spend some money. And I really think support the local business too, which I love. They all kind of say something at the counter when they're checking out, like, yeah, we're thinking about you guys. We are so happy you're still here. And I'll say, well, it was kind of close, because there was so much uncertainty. It's like, what do I do? But, the PPP really helped. And eventually I'll start bringing back more employees. But, I guess the big question is, how long is this going to last? And I feel good that at least our doors are open for those people who feel comfortable getting out. We have the kits ready for you. They're online. I forgot to tell you, it's Etsy, coastalkits.com. And my website is ReFabulousDecor.com. So
great. Is there anything else that either of you want to share?
I don't know. I guess for me, it's forced me to think a lot about others and their suffering. I have a sister who lives in Manhattan, and here I was able to take a drive to the beautiful island. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to come up with the kits. My sister in Manhattan, she's stuck looking out, I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, that group that's going around that's huge now, saying the view from my room. And it's all around the world, and people are sending that out. And a lot of them, I'm saying, oh my God, they're so confined in apartment buildings or small locations. And so I don't know, that's where this came from. I said to myself, how can we bring joy to people? Because I think what I have in the store, and Kate does, is it's something to do with the activities. It's maybe a sweet smelling candle. It's going to bring some peace to them and some calm when they open it. So we've been getting great feedback. So that's the silver lining, that we are thinking about other people and how they're managing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, and the other, and getting to know people, I said one of the reasons for opening the store was to embed myself in the community and get to know people. And the relationships that I've built with people as they've called, and I've worked, spent time with them on the phone and learned about their families and what, it's deepened a lot of relationships. It's given us a whole new appreciation for what it means to see people in person and have those interactions. And so, there have been some challenging moments on the island, of course, for all of us. But I think we're coming through it stronger with a deeper appreciation for one another, a deeper appreciation for the small business owners, the restaurants, everyone who's struggling to make a go of it during this difficult time. And to know that everyone is really supporting one another has been really wonderful to see.
Yeah, I just want to add to that, for me personally, that when everything first started, I thought, oh, how can I help in the community? So I started doing these interviews, and I'm continuing to do them, but it's also given me sort of this, I was always interested in networking and being part of the community. But when Anne Marie and I were talking actually about her other business, the home staging, and she started to tell me about the store and having to close it and some financial, stuff. And I said, oh my gosh, in my mind, I thought, how can I help? How can I help? And I think that is something that has shifted a lot for me. And it's it's amazing how often now when I'm talking to people, I think, oh, is there anything I could do to help them?
Yeah,
So,
thanks, Jen. When you told me about that, I was like, what a great idea. What a great idea. It's just connecting people. And you've been great at interviewing people and finding out what their business is about. And it joins people together.
Yeah. Silver linings. We got to focus on it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for joining. And thank you, anyone up there watching. Appreciate it
so much.
All right. Have a great day.
Take care.
Bye.